morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to another rendition of the Bros in the Berg podcast. I'm Ryan Doyle. I'm joined this week with our co-host Robbie Bergstone and our executive producer Connor Doyle. We thank you for tuning back in for another week of this shit show podcast. Wherever you're getting your podcast, whether it be on Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcast, or some black market Russian podcast server. Shout out to our international
If you're illegally
audience.
streaming this podcast, honestly, screw you, because we don't have enough listeners for that. We need you to listen on an app so we can make more than $1.93.
Yeah, so we're almost to $2 earned from this podcast. So we really want to thank you, our listeners, for getting us to this giant milestone. Again, Robbie and I have not seen a single cent of that.
Not a dime.
Also, keep in mind that we don't get anything from YouTube. So, that's where most of our views come from, is from YouTube.
How much do we need to monetize our YouTube?
1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, 1,000 subs.
How many do we have?
Like 20 something.
Yeah,
we're almost there.
We need to start showing more skin on the pod. I think that's our own fault.
That would definitely help.
Hey, we're past the 100 followers. We're on the road to 250. I think we have 185 on Instagram. So I've been putting in that work on the Instagram. So we're trying to get that up a little bit. I have a question for you boys. Will we ever do 2 podcasts 2 weeks in a row ever again?
Yes. I am good the next 3 weekends, actually. I'm good this weekend, I'm good next weekend, and the next weekend.
Right.
So just throw that out there.
I am potentially in Huntsville next weekend, but I will
God.
Like on the drive home, so help me God.
Okay. All right, well, you heard it first. It's guaranteed next weekend. There,
guaranteed. I will not go to work just so I can do the podcast.
Yeah. This is your real
I think
job.
Worth it.
Yeah, this is my real job. It pays like my real job.
This is the moneymaker right here. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
So I thought we could get started with a little bit of a different headline. There's a lot of legal stuff that has come out in sports recently.
Let's get into racism and sexual harassment first.
Unfortunately. So we're gonna go over some of the NBA headlines. First of all, Robert Sarver, who's the owner of the Phoenix Suns and Phoenix Mercury, has been suspended 1 year and fined $10 million for racist comments and sexual harassment. At this point, he is looking to sell the Suns and Mercury. He got such bad backlash, and hopefully he's acknowledging his mistakes, where he's now just selling the teams. Obviously, this is a very bad transgression.
I don't think that's him admitting his mistakes. I think that's just him trying to get out of the spotlight for a little bit. I don't think that's anything to do. Also, because it's happening to him, Dan Snyder, when? Because he had a lot of the same things. Yeah.
I don't know why Dan Snyder has been able to stay out of like the firing line of this, but
you did have a lot of the really popular and powerful NBA players come out against. I know LeBron put out a statement against it, and I think a couple of the other guys like that did as well. To where the point was it was going to be pretty hard for him to stay as owner of the Suns, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, the turnaround from this stuff coming out to him selling was pretty quick.
Yeah, it was very fast. It was within a few days. And Jeff Bezos is apparently the front runner to buy both teams, which I thought was kind of an interesting name for an NBA endeavor. I know there's a few other names in line, but that was the biggest one at the moment.
It kind of makes sense, though, because they just started doing live sports on Prime. Because now they have Thursday Night Football on Prime where they're doing their own live broadcast. True. You have to imagine that if Bezos bought a team, that probably all of their games would be streamed on Prime in some fashion.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to think.
It would be some interesting legal talks about that with that.
I guess they do have their TV contracts with stuff, but he would be trying to get a foot in the door at that point of I want to stream NBA games as well because I own this team.
I'm just going to legally stream it no matter what.
That I'm watching the Panthers lose too. I don't know why I do that to myself, but
I get another day of happiness before the Cowboys play Monday Night Football.
I still have 45 minutes of telling myself that this week is going to be different, and then I get to watch this week not be any different from the last 2 weeks.
It's like
the Saints.
Yeah, it's like a toxic relationship.
Yeah, Baker's going to roll out Sam Darnold. I think he's still hurt too. Actually.
I think you roll CMC at the Wildcat. And just
I agree with that.
I think if we didn't start Baker, I think we'd have to start PJ Walker at this point. So might as well just throw me out there, honestly.
Honestly, Matt Corral maybe.
He's still hurt too. He's out for the year.
I know.
Wheel him out there.
Yeah, wheel him out there. Put him there behind the center.
Who's better, Corral in a wheelchair or Baker standing up? It's probably pretty close.
That's a tough analysis right there.
Continuing on with the NBA headlines, more legal stuff. Ime Udoka, coach of the Celtics, has been I don't know if it's official yet, but the Boston Celtics are basically saying that he's going to suffer a year suspension for sexual relationship with a member of his staff. This came, I think there were details surrounding this for a while now, but it really only got confirmed the other day by a Woj bomb.
Well, Woj mentioned it, and then Shams came in with the actual details.
The details.
Like Woj was like, something's coming, and then Shams was like, it was like an alley oop to Shams to be like, here's what actually happened.
Yeah,
it was really well done.
Yeah, Woj has been getting some nuts on his head recently with some NBA news in terms of Shams just beating him. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, Woj washed.
Passing of the Woj
washed.
Are we seeing a passing
of the podcast? Woj washed.
Are we seeing a passing of the torch in NBA breaking news?
I can never let go of Woj.
I think we might be. And also with some of like the NBA draft picks and stuff, they were tweeting that shit like 5 minutes before.
They got to stop that.
People are getting really annoyed at that.
That is annoying though.
I think you just have to like be off Twitter during the draft. You want to enjoy the draft at all, you just cannot be on Twitter. Same thing happens with the NFL draft sometimes too.
Yep.
Yeah. So Udoka is going to face a year suspension. Some people brought up the comparison of obviously this is the Celtics. This isn't the NBA. This is against the Celtics organizational code of conduct. But some people did bring up the comparison how it seemed a little unfair that the owner was being suspended a year for sexual harassment and racism while he was having a consensual sexual relationship. Obviously, the power dynamic, there's issues there. But it's just
there's apparently also it was a consensual relationship, but there were some unwanted comments made at work about it.
Okay,
and that's how they even found out about it in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
at the end of the day, it's the organization making those decisions, right? It's not like the governing body of the league, right? It's internal. So I guess
and there's been some thought that actually Udoka might never coach again for the Celtics, but the Celtics don't want to let him go this year because they don't want him to go to the Nets or something.
Yeah.
They're suspending him and then trying to see if they can make it work still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if the punishment fits the crime. I feel like a year is pretty harsh with some of the shit that goes on in all these leagues that players get a couple of games for. And I don't know if coaches should be held to a different level of standard when it's a consensual relationship with somebody. Again, it's hard to comment on that. Obviously, those are some thin ice topics. But it's interesting the severity of the punishment that he got dealt.
Agree with that. Continuing on with the NBA headlines, the NBA and the NBA Players Association agreed to an 18-year-old draft eligibility instead of 19. Obviously, this going back to what it was before and when they made the change. Obviously, the 19-year-old was more of a thing because they wanted kids to do the one and done in college. But now this rule will allow kids to come straight out of high school. What do you guys think of this?
It means that Bronny's gonna get to play with LeBron a lot faster.
I, to be honest, didn't know that it was at 19. I guess I'm just a casual.
Yeah, and it was really quiet that they made this change. It was not as big of news as I thought it should have been because this is a pretty drastic change that it keeps players from having to go to college anymore.
Yep. I would agree. Yeah, Ryan, you are a casual.
You are casual.
A filthy, filthy casual. Why are you on this podcast?
Do you even watch basketball? I've never even seen you watch basketball.
I've never seen you watch a
Guys,
basketball.
Please stop.
So yeah, well,
just a little bit of casual bullying on the pod today.
So yeah, that has been made official. That change, a signing that kind of went under another thing that went completely under there. Dennis Schroeder signs with the Los Angeles Lakers, who's I think still a good player. I think just doesn't get any recognition, but
with this signing, he signed with the Lakers for a 1-year, $2.2 million contract, which a lot of people will think, that's a pretty good contract for a decent player. He'll definitely get some minutes because that team is super dysfunctional, as we all know. But I also like to remind all of our listeners that follow the NBA is that Dennis Schroeder turned down a 4-year, $84 million contract to stay with the Lakers in 2020.
I forgot about
because he thought he bet on himself, not shaming the man of that, but also you kind of got to know your worth, right? And then
he did not.
He did not. He had a bad contract year, didn't get signed, and is now crawling back to Lakers. I don't know if it's that minimum or what.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's a minimum.
This also feels like, too, like there's been rumors that they're thinking about bringing Russ off the bench this year, that they're going to have Russ be the sixth man on the Lakers. And this signing definitely feels like it pushes more towards that, where you probably start Schroeder and Pat Bev and bring Russ off the bench.
God.
I don't know why, but
I would just start LeBron in the backcourt 4v5.
I would just start LeBron 5 times if I were.
That's correct,
but
yeah, that's wow. That's a weird situation over there in Los Angeles. Nah, don't want to have to deal with that. Next thing I got, the Orlando Magic's Markelle Fultz is out indefinitely with a fractured toe. Just continuing Orlando's struggles. But Paolo Banchero,
it sucks for him too, because he came out so poorly when he first got drafted. Like, has started to finally find his place in Orlando and like started to actually become a very solid player. So kind of sucks for him that he's starting to come into his own, and then something like this.
How did he fracture his toe? Do we know?
I do not know.
There's usually injuries like this that kind of happen like in, the middle of training camp. Is usually interesting stories. I remember like reading about stories of some guy in the MLB that fractured his arm because he slipped while playing Guitar Hero, like in the middle of the season. So I
probably like stubbed his toe on a coffee table or something. Just really got it good.
That's funny. The next thing I have, the New Orleans Pelicans and CJ McCollum have agreed to a 2-year, $64 million extension. The Pelicans, a sleeper team in the West. Obviously, Zion's coming back this year, and Zion had when he was healthy, was very good. So yeah, the Pelicans. I think McCollum's. I think that's a relatively fair contract. It's pretty big, but I think it's relatively fair for McCollum at this point.
I think the Pelicans are next year's Grizzlies, where they're a team like was okay last year and then actually propelled themselves to a top 4 seed in the West. I think the Pelicans have a pretty decent chance to finish top 4 in the West.
I agree. I think if things work out and Zion is able to take a step past what he was able to do with the rest and his body finally being healed 100%, like they could be a top 3 team in the West. Like I think they're that talented. We'll see if Ingram continues to take a step forward, and he seems to be like the heart and soul of this team right now.
Yeah, and the West is down right now. I mean, they're just not. The East is a much more difficult road than the West is right now.
If I'm the Pelicans, I'm definitely happy to give McCollum a 2-year deal because he's obviously talented, but he's had his struggles, and not getting locked into like a long-term 5-year deal, I think is a big win for them.
What do you think happens to the Lakers if they don't have a good season this year? Because like, there's just no reason that the Los Angeles Lakers shouldn't be competing in this Western Conference right now.
Coach is fired. They probably try to trade somebody.
Do you bring back LeBron? I think LeBron's on a player option for next year. Does LeBron opt out? He could, because Bronny could go to the draft.
Depends where Bronny's going. Yeah, it depends on Bronny. He's not going to go to the draft. He's not good enough.
Is LeBron going to try to force the Lakers' hand and make them trade a bunch of picks to make sure they get Bronny?
No,
how does this affect LeBron's legacy?
That's why he's only signing on for 1 or 2 years on these contracts, because he's just going to go wherever. Whenever Bronny gets drafted, he's just going to go wherever he
that
goes.
Just propels Bronny's stock up so much.
Oh yeah,
be like,
100%.
Whoever drafts him also gets LeBron. You're also drafting LeBron James.
Yeah.
But it's still like, yes, top 3 player all time, but it's like a 40-year-old Bron at that point.
Yeah, but he's still a top 3 player in the league.
I guess it's like Brady. It's like we expect him to take a step back.
Top 5.
And he just hasn't done it yet.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I mean, hell, he was averaging 30 points a game last season.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Because it was him and a bunch of G Leaguers.
Doesn't matter. He's still averaging 30.
Hey, don't talk about Russ like that.
I will.
Russ is above.
I will talk about Russ as a G Leaguer at this point.
Oh, all right.
That's a little harsh.
The contract he's on?
Yeah, fair enough. Next, I have the Detroit Pistons have traded Kelly Olynyk and Saban Lee for the Utah Jazz's Bojan Bogdanovic. Kind of a random trade.
Huge trade.
Bojan's pretty good. The Pistons have some decent pieces. They have so many young guys that they just have to develop.
And the Jazz are taking my dynasty fantasy football approach and just
so
fucking
bad.
Tanking.
Tank commander.
Jazz might win 15 games next year.
The Jazz are terrible. Is Jordan Clarkson still there? He's gonna be their best player probably.
Yeah, Golly.
Jordan Clarkson's not bad, but yeah, that's a concerning little.
That's tough.
There.
That's tough.
And then the last thing I have with the NBA, specifically the WNBA, congratulations to the Las Vegas Aces for winning the WNBA championship. This was Becky Hammon was the head coach. This was in her first season as a head coach.
Right.
And she was former assistant Spurs coach. She worked under Popovich. And if you remember, she kind of took over the interim role for a little bit while Popovich had to take a leave of absence. And she was pretty incredible. I remember them. I think they won most of their games when she was coaching them.
They did.
So she, and granted, this is her first season in the WNBA. To me, she's already screaming generational coach. Like she just seems like
she's gonna go to an NBA team.
I think someone will take the chance. It is a matter
of time.
Because
you know how good of PR that is, and she's obviously proved herself. Like it's not.
Yeah, it's not, and like it's not going to be like one of the really big market teams. Like they just won't do it. But like
Charlotte Hornets,
like a Minnesota or a Charlotte. Yeah, I mean those are the type of teams I'm thinking.
Culture change. Bring a little bit of.
We brought back Steve Clifford. Okay, this literally can't go wrong. Second time's the charm.
Can't go wrong. Robbie, how do you feel about Michael Jordan as y'all's owner?
I mean, he hasn't really done very well.
Take of the day.
Yeah. Hot take. So yeah, like I said, congratulations to the Las Vegas Aces. Congratulations to Becky Hammon. So we can move on from the NBA stuff. Obviously, we didn't record last week, so we didn't get to talk about this, but I just wanted to mention it. Geno Smith with possibly the quote of the year, saying, "Everybody wrote me off, but I didn't write back."
He's a dog.
He got that dog in him.
He does have that dog in him.
The Seahawks ain't missing Russ. They got my boy Geno up in Seattle.
They did last week.
And then they got
smoked last week.
Yeah, I don't think Russ could have saved him last week, to be honest.
That was not good. But possibly the best quote I've ever heard from an NFL perspective.
It's a bar.
My favorite quote is the Kirk Cousins quote.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit. And I just forgot what
you like that?
Yeah. I think it's that one.
You like that? Yeah, that's a good one.
When he's like 1-10 on Monday Night Football, or the bowling guy is like, "Who do you think you are?" "I am." And he screams at the top of his lungs after hitting like a split spare.
Honestly, Geno's quote like sounds like a Drake bar.
Yeah, I'm
like,
sure.
I like that.
Oh yeah,
that'll be the Drake song.
That'll definitely be in a Drake song. One of the best quotes I've heard. Robbie, you probably saw this. Did you ever see the mic'd up moment where Cam? I think he was playing against a really good linebacker, and basically the linebacker called out the play, and Cam's like, "You've been watching film, huh? Watch this." Yeah, that was funny.
There's one of Baker in Cleveland too, where their defensive line is lined up and they shift one spot to the right. Like that's real cute, guys.
That's funny. I don't think I saw that before.
That was funny.
That's funny. So yeah, I guess we can get into the NFL. So NFL, are there any specific games that you guys are looking forward to today? Any barn burners you could see? I see the Bills. I see the Bills Dolphins. That could be a good game, especially with Tua's incredible performance last week. Obviously we didn't get to talk about it last week, but Tua's incredible performance. Lamar had an incredible performance. A lot of really good quarterback showings.
Do the Bengals get on in the win column?
The Bengals.
I was gonna say, why do I feel like Jets Bengals gonna be a sneaky good game? I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be a solid game.
Bengals are struggling, man.
Yeah, they are. I'm curious to see if the Colts can rebound from last week and actually give the Chiefs a game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that they will, but I just can't imagine that they get shut out again.
Yeah.
Let's see, which is the dumpster fire game of the week? I'd have to put my
Packers
money
Bucks.
On. Oh no, I think it's Texans Bears. That could be.
That's gonna be abysmal. Yeah.
Or an interdivisional game with Detroit, Minnesota, and New Orleans, Carolina. I think those are all like toaster bath worthy games.
You're not even going to mention the only game that has 2 0-2 teams in it, and the Raiders and Titans.
The Titans suck. The Raiders
Titans
are just off to an
awful. The Titans are so bad.
Raiders.
Did you see the Cardinals Raiders game last week? That was a fun game to watch. Went into overtime. That was a great game. That was a really fun game.
Hunter Renfrow with literal grease on his hands, just fumbling the ball left and right.
Yeah.
No, if you watch that Texans Bears game and you're not a Texans or Bears fans, please reach out and talk to someone today.
So moving on from the general outlook, The few injuries to talk about. Obviously, Justin Herbert kind of sustained a rib cartilage fracture, I believe was the official designation of his injury. God, props to him. He finished the game. He obviously was in a ton of pain. Every time he threw the ball, he was grimacing. And then at the very end,
you guys know what that offensive line.
Yeah. What'd you say, Robbie?
Do you guys know what like a rib cartilage fracture is? I had to look this up.
Not exactly.
So it's not like your rib doesn't break, but your cartilage like tears away from the rib. It's like it completely separates, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it except let it heal. Like there's not really a surgery for it. Like literally the only solution to it is to let it heal and like load you up on painkillers.
That's usually how it goes with rib injuries. Like there's nothing you can do. You can't stabilize it. Like
right.
Got it.
So somebody paid the Chargers offensive line for the over on the sacks.
Yeah.
And
they had two guys get hurt in the first half too. They lost two starters in the first half.
And they were still turnstiles.
So yeah, like I said, props to
Justin Herbert.
Herbert.
Looking like a couple of windmills out there just spinning around and around and around.
He really kept it close until the very end. I don't know if you saw, but like one of the last throws he made was like a 40-yard bomb, and he was like clutching it. I was like, "Good lord!"
The play before he could have ran for a first down. And
that was weird.
He hurt.
Yeah,
and then the next play he slings one downfield for a touchdown.
I was like, "Holy crap!" So yeah, the headline today is Chargers want Justin Herbert to consider sitting out because he wants to play so bad. And they're just like, "Hold on, you're our franchise quarterback."
Got that dog. He got that dog in him.
He wants to play.
Yes, sir.
He wants to play. And the next one, obviously, this is more of a personal blow to Ryan. Trey Lance goes out with a season
appreciate
that.
I had him on one of my teams too. I'm right there with you.
It means more to Ryan.
So for our listeners, I'm in two leagues that I have money in. Right, one's a first-year dynasty, and one's like a 8-team 2-quarterback league, like redraft league, right? And in the 8-team quarterback Superflex quarterback league, I drafted Trey Lance and Dak Prescott to lead the ship. Both those guys are out. And in the Dynasty League, first year Dynasty, I also drafted Trey Lance. So now I'm tanking in the Dynasty League. It's been a rough start. We're 2 weeks in, and my hope is gone. He's
changed his name to the M1 Abrams, which for those who don't know is a tank. Yeah. Ryan is the tank commander trying to get that number 1 overall pick for the Dynasty League next year.
Who are you looking for, Ryan? Who are you looking for in that tank?
We've actually talked about this a couple of times now.
Bijan or Bryce?
Yeah, Bijan.
Bijan or Bryce.
Bijan's nice.
We'll see.
We're talking about this like Connor isn't also 0-4 in that league.
Yeah, true. Bijan, I said this yesterday. Bijan Robinson is the most pro level running back I've seen in a long time. Like he exudes.
But it's going to completely depend on what situation he goes into.
True.
It completely depends on who drafts him. If he goes into a team like, he's a great running back, but they also have other solid running backs, and they're going to do a committee, then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I have something I'd like to put in before we move on with some of our NFL stuff.
No.
So a fun scoring trend over the first 2 weeks of the NFL season. This has been historically the most unders that have ever hit through the first 2 weeks of the season. Betting on the under have hit 70% of the games.
Wow.
Through the first 2 weeks.
That is actually pretty crazy.
That is stupid, and I hate it.
Yeah.
So we bet
Robbie
the over this week.
The over.
Yeah, we bet the over this week on everything.
Yeah, this is coming from someone who bet the Bears money line last week, so I really have no room to talk about.
Why did you bet the Bears money line last week?
I was with Bears fans, and they convinced me. But now we've decided, because I'm a Panthers fan and we stink, and they're Bears fans and the Bears stink. We did a random wheel to choose a new team.
New team, nice.
New team alert. Because I also Colts. God. Yeah, we're really struggling right now. We're now Miami Dolphins fans.
Okay.
And we're calling ourselves the Porpoise Pals.
Oh, Jesus. Oof.
So I think I'm pretty sure we're buying Tua jerseys on DHgate.
Yeah.
Your 3 reasonable team selections are Panthers, where you're born and raised, Indy, where you spent 8 months, and Atlanta, where you currently live. So those are just shitters.
Well, that's Atlanta. I can't cheer for Atlanta. Atlanta's a division rival, so even though I live here, I can't be a Falcons fan. And they're the one team
I couldn't root for the Eagles.
Yeah, they're the one Atlanta team that I genuinely dislike too. Like obviously I'm a Braves fan, and then I don't really care about the Hawks. So the Falcons are like the one team that I genuinely don't like in Atlanta.
Atlanta United, though, we're big.
Big. I'm actually a Cincinnati FC fan.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Oh, my bad, bro.
It was my first MLS game, so I think that one's fair.
You heard it here first. Robbie is a new Dolphins fan, so any Dolphins fans, reach out to Robbie, get his contact information, and
Fins up.
Pals, I hate it.
Moving on from that, Cole Beasley has signed to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I guess he was activated from the practice squad. Technically, it was kind of a weird situation. But yeah, he's been signed to the active roster for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know if Julio Jones is still out. I know he kind of suffered an injury maybe week 1.
I think he's still out. Evans is suspended for throwing a hook.
Yeah, Godwin was injured. Yeah. The Bucs receiving core, being as elite as it was, is suffering right now because of the injuries and stuff. So I guess Cole Beasley was a good signing. He was kind of just sitting there. He'll be a good inside receiver. Obviously, OBJ is still on the lookout for a new team, so we'll see where he ends up. What are we laughing about?
Don't worry about it.
Oh god. So yeah, Cole Beasley's there.
I'll send it to you too.
Oh god.
So Brady is back to throwing to shitters, is what I'm hearing.
I don't think Cole Beasley is that. I think Cole Beasley's fine.
He was out of the league for a reason.
To
do the anti-vax. My bad.
Cole Beasley is basically like the kind of receiver that Brady's had his whole career, and whether it was Edelman or whether it was Wes Welker, so I think he'll like Cole Beasley.
Yeah, he had like 85 catches last year on the Bills, and the reason
he was good.
One of the big reasons he wasn't re-signed in the NFL is because he had the anti-vax stance, and he like really turned a lot of teams off. Yeah, he's kind of an asshole about
it. Next thing
now that you guys mentioned that, I'm picking him up in our dynasty league right now.
I just thought I got the notification up. I just saw that he was available and didn't want to pick him up.
I realized I had like DeAndre Carter sitting on my bench, who I don't think is gonna be worth a damn. So now that Keenan is hopefully coming back, anyways.
Next thing, Buffalo Bills safety Micah Hyde is missing the rest of the season with a neck injury. Yeah. Obviously, prayers up and recovery. Hopeful for a full recovery for him. That sucks. Neck and head is nothing to trifle with in the NFL.
And it sucks because that Bills defense looks so good.
Yes.
Too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hopefully he recovers well. Next, another injury. Green Bay Packers receiver Sammy Watkins has been placed on injured reserve. I didn't see for what it was exactly. And obviously, Green Bay already struggling with that receiving core. Another hit to it. It's just brutal.
He's old. I don't know.
Yeah, he is. He is older.
Sammy Watkins is always hurt. He's always hurt.
Obviously, prayers up to him too. And then another legal thing that we have to address right now, Brett Favre getting himself in some situation. Like I said, there was a lot of legal stuff this week. So I'm going to read this. This is directly from Sports Illustrated. So text messages from 2017 appear to show Brett Favre was helped in receiving funding from former Mississippi Governor Phil Bryant as part of a bigger welfare fund scheme in what's been called the largest public fraud case in the state's history. The issue with Favre centers on the Hall of Fame quarterback's attempts to raise money for the construction of a new volleyball stadium at the University of Southern Mississippi, Favre's alma mater, and the school where his daughter plays the sport. Favre sought Bryant's help in raising money, and Bryant reportedly turned to nonprofit founder Nancy New for assistance. So that's really bad. That's like really bad.
It's really bad. And are there any players who have had more text messages leaked than Brett Favre?
Yo, like, Wrangler is there be thrilled with his phone security?
Oh no, God, dude. And it's like this man. Someone needs to teach this man about how the cloud works and how we really need to not put these illegal things on the cloud.
Yeah. Oh,
but I just thought about that. It's like how is it always Brett Favre? It's always Brett Favre.
That's very correct. Yeah. Like I said, so basically, out of all that mumbo jumbo, basically he had enlisted some help from somebody to help get money.
It was like to the tune of $5 million embezzled out of welfare programs for the state of Mississippi, which a lot of people know is one of the poorest states in the country.
I think it's the poorest. I think it's the poorest state in the country. Yeah.
So that's a big bad look for a man who made millions in the NFL.
Yes.
But is anything going to happen about it?
I don't know. The investigation's still ongoing. Apparently, Favre repaid the 1.1 million that he had been given in welfare.
It is pretty funny. Like in the text messages, it's literally him asking, like, "We can't get caught with this, right?"
Yeah,
and the congressman or whoever it was, like, "Dude, there's no way we can get caught. Like, they'll never find it." And then they did get caught. I thought that was I thought that was a good piece of karma there.
Yeah.
Idiots.
Did y'all happen to, this is unrelated, did y'all see all the Adam Levine, like, have y'all seen the memes?
Yes.
They're so funny.
I was really tempted to put a picture of me and Robbie side by side, like before we started losing weight, and send that to the group. Like,
you should have. That would have been really funny. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, for those of you
fucking fuck.
Yeah. Go ahead, Connor.
So for those of you that don't know, Adam Levine, lead singer of Maroon 5, cheated on his pregnant wife, which obviously awful. And yeah, a lot of DMs have been leaked, and one of the DMs specifically has been turned into a meme where basically it's like a picture of someone and Adam Levine's response. So go find that for yourself. It's very funny.
Yeah. The other really weird thing about it too is, like, so obviously cheating on the pregnant wife, not good. But he also asked this girl if he could name the child after her.
Yeah, big weird.
Oh yeah,
super
I did
weird.
see that. That's super weird. Yeah.
And I guess someone told me there's an interview with him like a long time ago where he's like, I don't really know if like monogamy is for me, and like I don't really see it as cheating. But like if my wife were pregnant, then I would never like cheat on her. And then.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think he could be that down bad, but there's been like multiple women now that have come forward with all these like DMs of him being like irregularly horny on Instagram,
like irrationally horny.
Yeah, it's like, you are a good-looking man. Like, everyone knows you. You're top of the world. Why you got to be like this?
Yeah.
Why are you down bad?
Down atrocious.
Down bad.
He also, I saw a comparison of him with his shirt off. Apparently, he looks like a Chipotle bag, which I thought that was funny.
Damn. Same though, but like
that is really funny, actually.
With all the tattoos and stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
And then the last thing.
That
sounds good. This is kind of loosely related to the NFL, but this came out yesterday. Taylor Swift had been invited to be the Super Bowl halftime performer for this next year. Apparently, she has declined that invitation because she wants to finish recording her other albums. But apparently, the Super Bowl is searching for a female lead because they haven't had one in a while, so they're looking for a female lead. I'm like, throw Ariana Grande up there. So, I mean, what are we talking about?
Do you guys know why Taylor Swift hadn't been able to do the Super Bowl halftime show? There's a reason she hasn't done it before, and there's a reason she can do it this year.
Something about her label.
Yeah, so definitely. it's been the Pepsi halftime show for as long as I can remember. It's been Pepsi for a while. She signed with Coke, so she wasn't able to do it. But it's hilarious. Now like the Apple TV halftime show. So now it opens up a lot of artists because there's a decent amount of artists that have like Coke sponsorships. So it does open up some more options for the NFL to get pretty much whoever they want. I don't know if anyone's going to be able to not do it because of an Apple TV sponsorship.
Yeah,
so, a little tidbit, Bergstone.
Yeah.
Dua Lipa's a good
one.
Right?
I had heard Taylor Swift was gonna do it because of that. I hadn't heard that she declined.
Yeah, she did decline.
Yeah, would that be the most watched halftime show ever if Taylor Swift did? I feel like
it would have been up there because it draws in all the non-football viewers.
Like all the guys would be able to convince their girlfriends, like, hey, exactly. Come on, watch.
Exactly.
Taylor Swift will be on at halftime. It'll be a great show.
Taylor Swift would have been a very smart decision. That was a good invitation.
Real quick before I move away from the NFL, so as of I guess the Browns and Steelers already played for week 3, but as of right now, we have the Dolphins, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Eagles, the Giants, and the Bucks are the last undefeated teams in the NFL. Who do we think will stay undefeated the longest?
I'd want to look at their schedules, but
so we can say no to the Giants. Right, they're going to lose to the boys Monday night.
Well, but they've also beaten the Panthers and the Commanders. The Titans. They beat the Panthers and the Titans.
The Bucks got the Packers and Chiefs with their decimated receiving core. They'll pick up a loss, and then they got Falcons Steelers after that if they somehow get through. Obviously, the Dolphins and Bills play each other, so one of those will fall.
I mean, without looking at schedules, right? Like, I would think the Bills because they've been by far the most impressive team so far this year.
I think it's going to be the Eagles because they have the Commanders, Jags, and then Cardinals.
Heavens.
And then the Cowboys, and then the Steelers.
And they've also looked really good.
Good God, their strength of schedule is shit.
Cupcakes.
Listen to this. This is in order. Commanders, Jaguars, Cardinals, Cowboys, Steelers, Texans, Commanders, Colts, Packers, Titans, Giants, Bears, Cowboys, Saints, Giants.
That is really bad.
They're winning the NFC East.
That's really bad.
But
that's terrible.
They're in the NFC East. It sounds like the crossover games with the AFC South, which is a dumpster fire.
Going back to the Super Bowl halftime thing, obviously, like I said, they're looking for a female lead. Is there any names that you would want to throw out there that you think could put on a good Super Bowl halftime show?
I think Ariana Grande and Dua Lipa were both good suggestions.
Good too, yeah.
Shakira can't do it. She's in prison.
Didn't she already do
one?
Yeah, she already did one.
I just wanted to make a Shakira prison.
I think I've heard Doja Cat in rotation, which I don't know if I'd be as big a fan of as for Ariana and Dua.
Yeah, agreed. I feel
Rihanna?
like they would go more pop. Rihanna would be pretty good. I
love Rihanna.
Yeah, I was going to go more pop this year because they just did like hip hop last year.
Yeah,
so I think this is going to be like more of like a pop halftime show.
Yeah,
that'd be my guess.
Ryan, I actually think it is going to be Dua Lipa now that you just said that. I'm like, she screams Super Bowl halftime to me. She seems like that kind of performer.
Throw some cheeks.
Anyways,
Robbie's
your face looks so like innocent.
Yo,
like took me a minute. I was like, what?
So yeah, going on to we're gonna move on to college football, everyone's favorite topic. I thought we just switch it up today in the order that we did things. So the first thing I have before we talk about the holistic view, another legal thing. The NCAA placed LSU's football program on 1 year of probation and issued a 3-year show clause against a former assistant coach. Yeah, thank you. Who it says admitted to meeting with a prospect and giving him team gear during a COVID-19 recruiting dead period. LSU stays taking L's.
Yeah, why did I
honestly just
gear?
Just cancel the program?
Yeah, just ban the football program.
Just cancel the program.
Those Cajuns can't play by the rules.
Baton Rouge, I think, would actually burn down. Not even joking, would burn down if LSU somehow lost. It obviously would never happen.
Got the death penalty or some shit.
Yeah.
They wouldn't know what to do with themselves.
They would just
drink
more and eat more crawfish, I guess.
Yeah.
Drink more bourbon, eat more crawfish. Spike. Yeah. No, that's crab legs. It's different.
Oh yeah. Illegal crab legs.
Jameis.
And then the next thing I have, Oklahoma State versus Oklahoma. The game known as Bedlam. Will cease to exist and end when the Sooners exit the Big 12. Apparently, OU was very much against this. They were like, "Oh no, we want to keep playing." Oklahoma State was like, "Screw y'all, bye." It just didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, you left.
I mean, we've already one of my roommates Gabe brought up a good point where he said something. I was like, teams schedule so far out in advance, and you have to play so many teams in your conference that we've scheduled games against Alabama in 27 and 28. So it's like, what do you expect us to just fit y'all in every year just somehow? I don't know what y'all were thinking.
It's also like when your ex breaks up with you and is like, we should still be friends.
No,
JK,
you're the one leaving.
Go away. So yeah,
that was a good analogy.
That was really good. So now we can talk about the general weekend of college football. I wanted to bring up this thing real quick, though. I'm just going to read these teams out. These are the remaining undefeated college football teams at the moment. We have Clemson. We have Florida State. We have Syracuse. North Carolina
State's still undefeated?
Yeah.
They're shitters.
North Carolina State. Kansas Jayhawks. Oklahoma State. TCU, who I've been heavily impressed by. I thought they would be really bad, so I've been impressed by them. Penn State, Ohio State, Minnesota, Michigan, USC, UCLA, Washington, Georgia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Ole Miss.
Rotat.
A team that I don't know that logo, so I apologize for that. And then James Madison. James Madison is undefeated.
What logo?
While we're looking at this, I want to share my fun fact from the weekend of college football. So, obviously, Texas Tech beat Texas. Great comeback. Great post-game speech by the Tech head coach after.
Tortillas were flown in.
That's Coastal Carolina.
Thank you. Coastal Carolina.
And fields were rushed.
Yeah. But this is the first win that Tech has had against an AP Top 25 ranked team since 2008.
No. I saw that stat too. It was an AP Top 25 Texas team.
Oh, rats.
Yeah, is
still
rats.
Yeah,
I was like, definitely play.
Yeah, they beat
I just wanted to bring up that was top 5 greatest college football game of all time. That's got to be up there,
the Crabtree game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Graham Harrell and Crabtree.
Yeah,
it's got to be up there for sure. But that was the game, and I just wanted to bring that game up. That was a
horns
great
down,
game.
baby.
Horns down.
Bye. See you later. UT and OU went down on the same day, and I've never been happier in my life.
The Hateful Eight is erect.
Kansas State
on a podcast,
owns Oklahoma.
Oklahoma
Kansas State actually owns Oklahoma.
Oklahoma is leaving for the SEC to get away from Kansas State, and you cannot change my mind.
They're scared.
And Texas is leaving to get away from Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas is like,
they're scared of the state of Kansas.
No, Kansas still has a chance to give them this work this year.
No, Kansas is going to give them this work.
So funny.
Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, it's.
Will Kansas be favored in a game against Texas this year?
I will. Quinn might be playing, so
it's in Kansas.
It's in Lawrence.
If Kansas is undefeated still, bro, you know it's a sneaky good game. Kansas plays Iowa State like at Lawrence. I'm like,
that stadium's gonna burn.
I can't believe we're gonna get to see top 25 ranked Kansas.
They're gonna
Kansas
today.
Kansas
Sorry, that actually today.
It's gonna happen today, I think. I'm going to be so excited when Kansas gets ranked. Let's continue on with the college stuff. Clemson and Wake Forest, a double overtime game. That was a really, really fun game to watch. I know y'all didn't catch much football yesterday, but that was a very fun game. Tennessee pulling it out at home against Florida. Both of you guys thought Florida was gonna pull it out in Knoxville. I believed in Knoxville. Like you said, Texas Tech defeating Texas in Lubbock in overtime. Miami goes down to Middle Tennessee State with their first top 25 win in school history.
But Middle Tennessee is 3-0 all time against Miami, and then the only team that is 3 wins and no losses against Miami. Like no other team has that. Wild. Yeah,
that's hilarious. Oregon barely beats Washington State. Washington State had them the whole game and then just sold the bag at the end there.
The top comment on the post-game thread on Reddit was pain. It was awarded 25 times.
USC has Washington State, which looked like an easy win to start the year. And now
it's not.
The USC Oregon State game was a bit of a dumpster fire.
USC
don't feel great about my Heisman pick anymore. But Heisman moment, game-winning touchdown with under 2 minutes left. I feel like Heisman moment, right?
Yeah, nope.
Robbie keeps picking Heisman guys, and then they're terrible the next week. They play.
I know, it's so bad. It's so bad.
So how do we feel about the quarterback from Kansas being?
He's good. JT Daniels is good.
Jalen Daniels.
How do we feel about that?
Jalen Daniels.
Oh,
JT Daniels at West Virginia.
Yeah.
He was at Arizona State and then transferred to Kansas.
He's got a 71% completion percentage, 900 yards, 11 touchdowns, 1 pick, and has his team 4-0.
Yeah,
he's cracked.
Was the Arizona State coach fired?
Yeah, Herm. We are no longer firm for Herm. He's been fired.
Hey,
I don't know about you, but
that was crazy.
Have you never heard that?
So yeah, we addressed him when we were talking about the Scott Frost stuff because we kind of lumped them in the same category. So obviously he's out the door too. So they're listening to our podcast. I think they know that they're like, oh, these guys know
clearly.
What they're
Have you heard about the Nebraska curse so far? Every team this year that Nebraska has lost to, the next week they lose.
That's funny.
So that's why OU rolled over against K-State. I should have been paying attention to that. The fact that K-State has beaten them 2 of the last 3 years, that was a bettor's paradise.
Yeah, that was free money.
Free.
I wasn't sorry. Going back to the Wake game. They showed a stat during that game that Wake had lost to Clemson like 13 straight games by an average of like 27 points.
Holy crap!
So even though they didn't win, I feel like a pretty big win for the Deeks to be in that game. They've really not played Clemson
cover.
And watching the game too, like it wasn't like it was like these weird fluky plays. Like Wake was competing with Clemson and like actually like making plays and doing things well. So good for them. Clawson's really turned around that program, and they're going to be, I think, a tough out in the ACC as long as he's there.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama gave up the first points to Vandy and since 2007, so I'm a little upset about that. We better be running sprints
the 55-3 win.
Georgia struggled a bit against the
that was weird.
The Golden Flashes.
That was kind of weird.
Not a great look for them. Definitely were not very firm and crisp.
Two games that I didn't really look at yesterday. They kind of catch me by surprise when looking at the score. Ole Miss barely pulled it out against Tulsa. Only an 8-point.
They were losing to start. They were down 14-7 at one point.
There we go, Tulsa. And then Kentucky barely pulls it out against Northern Illinois.
Again, my team not looking great there. That was not a good game.
They get a big test next week.
And then a game where Arkansas literally sold the bag because they had that game was frustrating to watch. A&M takes it 23-21. Top 10 Arkansas team is now going to and A&M's going to go up the rankings. Disappointing there, obviously, in Jerry's world. And the Arkansas kicker, he went on to, try to win the game. He hit the top of the right upright. And I don't think I'd ever seen that before. It was insane. For a second they said, "Oh, he hit the top," and I thought they were referencing like the how the Cowboy Stadium there's a low whatever when I thought they were referencing that. I was like, "What?" And he hit the top of the upright. I was like, "Oh my lord."
I do think that was a case of two teams that are vastly overranked though, because we already saw A&M lose to App State. They struggled with a Miami team that just got beat pretty handily by Middle Tennessee. And then you have Arkansas, who struggled with Missouri State last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I think they're both a little bit overranked. I think as they go through the SEC schedule, they're going to get exposed.
And speaking of the SEC, another game that nobody wanted to win was the Auburn-Missouri game. That was an ugly game.
There was a report
so ugly.
Harsin was gone if they lost that game, apparently. That was the report that if they lost that, I mean, I'm not sure that he shouldn't still be gone winning again in overtime, in that fashion. But if he lost the game, Harsin was supposedly going to be fired today.
Now Auburn enters the gauntlet of home against LSU, at Georgia, at Ole Miss, and then home against Arkansas for the next 4 games.
That's four.
I think we'll be seeing a departure from my man
sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
That's all I had for college football. Did y'all have anything else specific?
Rank Kansas.
Yeah, actually though, Kansas
will be unironically,
Kansas.
Well, the poll should be out.
No,
1 p.m. 1 p.m. Central.
Okay. We're in different time zones.
Casual.
Gotta clarify.
So yeah, the next thing I have, some MLB standings. The end of the season is close. Playoff baseball is nearing, just like the premiere of the NBA season. They kind of overlap with each other.
Where are my Rangers at?
They're not good. So they are officially out of playoff contention. I know that.
Very bad.
So yeah, at the top of the AL, the Houston Astros with 100 wins and 53 losses. The Yankees behind them with 93 and 58 record. The Blue Jays 85-67. The Guardians 85-67. The Rays with 84-68. Damn, the AL East is pretty good. And then
being good.
On the National League side, we have at the top the Dodgers, best team in the league, 105 wins, 47 losses. The Mets with 96-57. The Braves are right there with a 94 and 58 record. The Cardinals are 89 and 64. So we got a few teams to watch. And Ryan, let me the Rangers 65 and 86.
Don't worry, I'm staring it in the face at the moment.
Nice.
So the Braves lead the wild card by, I think it's 10 games if I'm reading correctly, but they're a game back of the Mets.
Yeah.
A Mets.
And they have a 3-game series in Atlanta against the Mets next weekend.
Huge.
Ooh, that's actually one to watch. The MLB and another huge headline. Congratulations to Mr. Albert Pujols, 700 home runs. Only the 4th MLB player in history to do that. He had 2 in one game to solidify that record for himself. 42 years old and is still hitting nukes. So it's just.
And I'm gonna be honest, man. I probably watched the last 10 home runs he hit, like replays of them all. I maybe saw like one that was a meatball. Like his 700th home run was definitely not a meatball.
He's hammering the ball. Like it's just what the.
Now people are like, okay, like is he juicing? Are the balls juiced? Because it's like not how many 42-year-olds do you see literally turn the clock back to like literally MVP caliber splits? That's how well he's hitting.
I just think things like that happen sometimes. I honestly just think like things just fall into place sometimes. I don't know. I do you think he's juicing? I thought they would be testing him.
He's got to be getting tested constantly.
Yeah.
He's definitely getting tested all the time. He's also never gotten caught his entire career.
Yeah, I don't think
I just can't imagine.
I think it's just sometimes things happen.
First ballot Hall of Famer, and definitely not taking anything away from him. People are rumors were talking about. It's like, damn, like this guy has literally probably won the division for the Cardinals. Like his turnaround and like the fans getting into it, and obviously like Yachty and Wainwright, what they had, like they set the record for the most starts as a duo. Do you see that stat?
That was cool. As battery.
Yeah, veteran pitcher. Yeah. Sorry.
As the duo. So it's like that record, I don't know if will ever be broken.
Untouchable with how pitching works these days. And like you're pitching every 5th day, and like you're not even always pitching every 5th day. And they're very careful with pitchers. I would be shocked. That seems like one of those unbreakable ones for sure.
The Cardinals announcers said they don't think that'll ever be broken. So
no.
Well,
I don't know who the hell is even closest?
The Pujols one, it's like I guess you could also think about it like this. He's not a fielder, so he literally only has to focus on batting. That's all he does. Is like in practice. I guess you could think about it. He's just
doing some of that when he was in Anaheim.
I know, but it's like even now he's just I'm sure in practice all he does is just bat, hit. So it's like I don't think he's juicing. I think he's just that damn good. Completely honestly.
It's crazy. Like the Pujols story is taken completely away from the Paul Goldschmidt story, where he's hit like 320 this year, 40 homers, 120 RBIs. It's had like another MVP caliber season, and then Pujols is just behind him raking.
So a quick stat to really emphasize how insane it is to get to 700 home runs. So your next most likely player to get there is Bryce Harper. He's like the youngest that like has like a closer to 300 home runs. But for him to get there by Pujols is 42. For Harper to get there by the time he turns 42, he'd have to hit 32 home runs a year over the next, how many seasons? 13 seasons.
Holy crap. That's actually insane.
32 home runs a year for 13 more years.
That's insane.
And Machado's right there too, that he needs like just over 32 over the next 13 seasons.
How many of those other dudes in this? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I said, how many of those other dudes in the set? Obviously, there's only 4 dudes. Bonds being one of them. How many of those other dudes were juicing in that 700 list?
It's Babe Ruth and Hank Aaron.
Okay. No, they weren't.
No. Okay. But yeah.
Pujols never hit over 50 home runs in a season.
That's crazy.
It's just consistent. Just consistency.
Yeah. He played a ton of games. If you go back and look through his rookie season to 2019, he played less than 100 games once. He played 99 games in 2013. Everything else, he played over like 120 games every season.
Mm-hmm.
So he was just constantly playing.
Yeah.
How many at-bats did he have in his career? He's had 11,405 at-bats to hit 700 home runs. That's wild.
He also has the record for most pitchers hit a home run off of now.
Does he?
Most different pitchers that he's hit a home run off of. He hit more than Bonds.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, obviously, like we said, huge congratulations to Albert Pujols. Incredible feat what he's been able to do. The next thing I have, Aaron Judge is searching for the single season American League home run record. He's sitting at 60 right now. He's trying to go for 62. This is kind of a weird one because, like I said, obviously he's searching for the American League home run record, but also the MLB still hasn't made any decisions regarding steroid records. So it's like some people seem to be saying that, oh yeah, this is the official record, or this isn't the MLB still hasn't made up their minds. And so I wanted to ask you guys, like, do you think that baseball records held by players who use steroids should be upheld?
Those batters were using steroids, but so were the pitchers they were going against. The pitchers that they were batting against during that era were also juicing, like Roger Clemens and guys like that. Like, it's not like it was just the batters doing it. Like, everyone in that era was juicing. I get it. Like, I get the argument that it shouldn't count, but at the same time, like, I think it should still count.
It's hard. It really is. And there's certain guys like Pete Rose that has been ostracized from the game for betting on games that he wasn't even involved in. And he's like the best, like, pure hitter, one of the best pure hitters of all time. And the fact that he's not in the Hall is a sham. Right, it, like, banned from the game on top of not even being in the Hall. So, like, the baseball purists and stuff just get on my nerves with that kind of shit, and it's really hard to take them seriously, to be honest with you. Like, even if Barry Bonds wasn't juicing, you cannot tell me before he was juicing, he was like a top 5 hitter of all time. So obviously,
it's the argument
when he got on the gear, he was unstoppable. Like, we all saw that, but
it's also the argument they hate to hear that, steroids don't exactly help hand-eye coordination.
No.
Like, you still have to be pretty good at getting a bat to a baseball, which steroids are not helping you with at all. So
I would love to go back and track. I'm sure people have done this, but like the average distance of a ball, like that Bonds hit, it's like he was hitting shit out of the park before he was juiced. Like,
right.
I don't know. Whatever. Annoying.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, Aaron Judge is looking for that single season American League home run record. It was kind of funny because we were watching Clemson Wake Forest, which was a really good game, and they were splitting the screen with Aaron Judge's at bats, and my roommates were like, "What the hell?" We're trying to watch the football game.
They said I watched like the first quarter and a half of that, and they're like, once Judge starts coming up, we're gonna show you Judge's at bats to see if he can get there. So.
I think he went like 0 for 4 yesterday. This is kind of funny.
Weird. Gotta love baseball.
Like baseball goes.
Gotta love baseball.
Next for our international fans, we have the Premier League standings. I'm gonna pull them up real quick. We're gonna get in. Arsenal still sits atop the league with a 6-1 record. Man City right behind them, 17 points. They have 5 wins and 2 draws. Tottenham 5 wins, 2 draws. Brighton, that's a team that isn't usually up there with 4 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. And then Man United sitting at that 5th spot with 4 wins and 2 losses. Robbie, your beloved Brentford Bees are currently in 9th with 2 wins, 3 draws, and 2 losses.
Out of the relegation zone, baby. Out of the relegation zone. Let's go.
That's all that matters. The relegation zone is the last 3, correct?
Yes.
Correct. So the last 3 at the moment, the relegation zone, West Ham, who have one win, 1 draw,
That's
5
shocking,
losses.
Actually.
Nottingham Forest with 1 win, 1 draw, and 5 losses. And then Leicester City with 0 wins, 1 draw, and 6 losses.
That's not ideal.
That's quite bad. So,
I mean, they won the Premier League how long ago? Like, not that long ago, right?
Leicester City?
Yeah. Remember, they were the ones that won, like, super long odds. Where, like, their odds were, like, plus 10,000 in the Premier League, and they won the Premier League.
I'm looking back in the history. Let's see.
Leicester City. Also, them and West Ham finished 7th and 8th last year, so kind of surprising in the relegation.
2015, 2016, they were top of the Premier League.
Yep.
Can Diggs stop catching the fucking ball?
God, he's so good.
He's got 5 points already, and the Bills are already in the red zone. All I know is pain.
He caught a 28-yarder and then caught one for -1.
Yeah. So since we're talking about the international community,
go ahead.
I have a graph here, and it kind of goes down the discrepancies between the average American polled and the average British person polled in terms of which animals could you beat in a fight. Now, this is a survey of 2,000 Great Britain adults surveyed in May of 2021 and 1,200 U.S. adults surveyed in 2021 from whatever source this is. So they start off with the rat, the average rat. Do you think you could beat a rat in a fight?
I think I could beat a rat in a fight.
I take that dub for sure.
The average American says, is this men or is it just adults? Okay, I think it's just adults. 72% of Americans say they could beat a rat in a fight, and
feels low.
Yeah, really? I would agree.
Just step on it.
67% of Brits think they could beat a rat in a fight.
Okay,
I guess the thought is like maybe if the rat bit you once and it has some type of disease, like you don't really win that fight. Like,
well, yeah, okay, yeah.
Next one is the house cat. This drops to 69% of Americans think they could beat a house cat in a fight, and it's like 65% of Brits think they could beat a house cat.
Dude, house cats are sneaky, bro. I don't know. Do you claw my eyes out?
I'm just gonna get a hold of one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could kick it, probably. But they can jump and they have the claws and like.
Ryan v Cadillac 1v1 right now on the.
Let's see it. Let's
on the cam. Yo, where's that ass at? Come here, boy.
What's the next one?
Next one is a goose. Now I'm terrified.
Dude, I don't like geese. I don't like geese, bro.
Geese are scary, man.
Geese are scary.
Now this is the largest discrepancy between the Great Britain and the American, right? The American is still clocking in at around 62% say yes. The average Brit is more on like 45%.
Bro, I don't like.
So they have a lot more respect.
It's because they play a lot of golf, and geese on the golf course are terrifying. Especially if they have like a baby nearby.
Oh my
God,
they
will hiss at you,
mother
and
geese?
Chase after you.
Hell no!
Oh my gosh,
no,
not a chance. I still think I could take it in a fight though.
Bro, so this is where we start getting into less than 50% for both sides. Then it's a medium-sized dog, so like 50, 60 pounds, I think, is medium-sized, or is that heavy?
I don't know.
50,
is this dog trying to kill you?
50. Yeah,
I mean, I think it's like a fight to the death.
I don't have any padding on.
Which of
the
you are unarmed? You think you could beat in a fight if you were unarmed?
Oof.
I really don't think so.
It'd be tough.
I don't know if I could kill a dog. Battle.
This one is like 49% American and then like 38% British.
I'd probably say no. I don't think I could. I don't
then
have
we start.
skills.
Then we start going down. We drop drastically with this next one, which is an eagle.
Okay, no, I could take an eagle in a fight.
They'll claw your shit out.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
your eyes.
He's getting one punch and he's done.
He's getting RKO'd.
What's I'm saying about the cat? It's like if it claws my eyes out, I don't have a chance.
Good luck grabbing it.
Yeah, the eagle. Yeah, true.
Eagle's big.
But the eagle, you'd see it coming.
Oh my god,
you'd see him coming.
Robbie's this kind of guy.
So this one is 30% of Americans say yes, 18% of Brits say yes.
It's pretty low.
And then we're walking down to large dogs.
No
chimpanzees.
Chance. 100-pound dogs.
Chimpanzees are nuts. Chimpanzees are insane.
There's no chance I'm being a chimpanzee.
King cobra, kangaroo, which I am terrified of.
Kangaroos, one kick and you're dead.
Wolf, crocodile, which are literally just modern day dinosaurs. No.
But also like a large dog versus a wolf, if they're both trying to kill you, are basically the same animal.
Wolves are bigger. Even bigger. Like purebred.
We're talking wolves. About yeah, that's true. But like, still a large dog.
A large dog is what I don't know, not a Great Dane. That's like really big. Like a large dog is probably like a German Shepherd. Like, have you seen a wolf next to a German Shepherd?
It's probably not.
They kind of get mogged.
They kind of get mogged.
They kind of get mogged.
What's next?
And then croc, gorilla, lion, elephant, and grizzly bear. What blows my fucking gourd?
No chance. People said they could beat.
8% of Americans think they could beat an elephant in hand-to-hand unarmed combat. Like, that's more outrageous than anything on this fucking list.
And it looks like about 5% think they could take a grizzly bear.
What are you gonna do to an elephant or a gorilla? What are you gonna do?
Grizzly bear. I don't know. Nothing. You're dying. You're dead.
There's a 100% chance of Brits that think they could beat an elephant in a fight than they could beat a lion. So I really have no idea what this graph is doing.
Did you start Devin Singletary this week?
No, why?
Hope
he scored.
Did he actually? Bro, I started Noah Brown because I was so sick of Singletary.
Dang.
He scored first drive.
I'm gonna kill myself. Well, he only has 2 carries, so I mean that's kind of a fluke. Sorry. Let's move on from that list.
I just thought you guys would enjoy that.
That's very good.
It was funny.
Good job, Brian. Finally bringing something to the podcast. Roast it. Got it.
And let's see. Hold on. Before we move, what did Dave say? He said something that was out of pocket. He says he could easily beat a cobra in a fight.
It's like a glass cannon type of situation. They land one and you're done. But like if you can, I don't know how you keep a cobra from biting you. They're way too fucking fast.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Catch it or something. Huh?
So in the world of tennis, obviously we just had a GOAT, Serena Williams, retire, and following up is one of the best male tennis players of all time, Roger Federer, has officially retired from the sport of tennis. And obviously incredible. He played with Nadal in his last game. He played like a duos match, and it was like his biggest rival in his tennis career. And they were both sitting together, and you know you've made an impact when your rival starts crying when you're retiring.
Yeah. Is Federer like as somebody
he's one of the
really
goats.
Never follows tennis? Is he like GOAT or is he like undisputed GOAT or?
I don't think he's undisputed.
Is it between him and Nadal?
No, what's his name? It's a really complicated name to pronounce. Something Vich, who's like
not
nuts.
Djokovic.
Djokovic is up there too,
but he's younger. He's still got some years left.
Right.
Who might think?
Nadal's still playing like he's young. Nadal's still playing great.
Yeah, Federer's up there though. I don't think he's undisputed by any means, but Federer's definitely up there.
I think those are your top three though.
Bills.
Yeah.
Pete Sampras as well.
Mm-hmm.
This list has Federer at 3, Nadal at 2, and Djokovic at 1.
Okay, yeah, that's what. So yeah, congrats to Roger Federer on an incredible career. Obviously, we hope he enjoys retirement. And then the next thing I have, Floyd Mayweather fought in an exhibition last night. I don't know if you guys saw. Floyd Mayweather has defeated Mikuru Asakura by second round knockout, and then after the fight, said he will put his professional record on the line against Jake Paul. So,
who the fuck cares?
I guess Floyd is.
Really cares.
I guess Floyd is searching for that 51-0. But
he's searching for a bag. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Why would you put it on the line? It's so nice. It's so even. 50 wins, 0 losses.
Is he really putting it on the line?
That's what he said.
Really think
he said he's
but do we think he's actually going to lose that fight?
One of the best boxers of all time.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he will.
No,
but
he's not losing that fight.
Yes, you know. If
circles around him,
Paul brother beats Floyd Mayweather, it is the biggest scam in the history of the sport.
Yeah,
like there is no debate.
I don't disagree with that. So yeah, that was
I'm immediately pressed.
That was the last sports headline I have. Do you guys have anything else that you guys wanted to address? Robbie, I don't know if there's any golf recently.
Samaje Perine just vultured touchdown from Joe Mixon, pain and suffering.
No, it's kind of like the PGA Tour offseason right now. So the President's Cup is going on.
Okay.
Singles matches are today. The U.S. I saw the score after the morning matches yesterday, and we were up pretty handily. It's not like the Ryder Cup where it's close. I don't think we've lost the international team in forever. They've never beaten us on home soil, and this one's in Charlotte. So I haven't seen what's going on today, but we should win that. And like I said, it's technically the PGA Tour offseason. So
yeah.
No PGA Tour news.
Okay. Very nice. Gentlemen, do we have the song of the week? Is there a song of the week that we want to put forth? Robbie, this was your segment.
I know, and I forgot.
I'm gonna go with "Blunt Blowing" by Lil Wayne.
I'm going with the "Color Violet" by Tory Lanez.
That's a great song. That's a great song. His new album was very good. I liked 87 Stingray is great too.
Okay. I like, what's the other one? I like "Hurt from Mercury" off that album too. So yeah, that's my song of the week. Okay, next week everybody has to do a song of the week. Everybody has to name one song, and that's our song.
It's gonna be another Drake and Lil Wayne song, and you can't stop me.
It can't be Marvin's Room.
Williams just vultured a touchdown from DeAndre Swift. Pain and suffering.
The motto: Drake, Lil Wayne. So yeah, that's all the main points I have. Now we're gonna move on to the tier list, and ladies and gentlemen, our tier list today is something very special: Clash of Clans troops. So I hope you're ready and you're buckled in for this one. The first one we got though, the classic little archers. I feel like low key A tier.
I was gonna say B. Like they're fine, they can be useful, but like I'm not excited about using archers.
They're C tier.
They're not C tier.
I mean, they're better than barbarians, which we're gonna throw in D tier. But like,
yeah, for sure.
You gotta throw some of these starter troops down. I mean, we respect them. They got us through, some of the goblin attacks at the beginning of the game, right? But
what's goblin?
You outgrow them.
Oh, and you just spam goblins and just like take everything for what they're worth.
Yeah.
And just,
no, Rob, goblin these nuts.
Yeah, for sure. How about you drag on these nuts across your face?
Oh yeah. Speaking of, we have baby dragons.
They're kind of annoying because they're only really good once they're only by themselves as a flying unit. That's the only time they get the damage and speed boost.
But they're good to like pick some stuff off. You need to like put one like pick off a defense real quick.
They are good for funneling if you're gonna run the like Lava Loon or something.
Dude,
like
Ryan's
that.
not a filthy casual. They're funneling.
I tried to get into Lava Loon. I never really got very good at it.
I'm so bad.
Never very good at it. It is supposed to be a really good attack. I just never could figure it out because I'm a filthy casual.
So is baby dragon kind of a B tier?
Yeah, I think B tier. I think they can be useful.
Yeah.
We got the balloons.
Balloons are spooky.
Balloons are spooky. Yeah, balloons are good. I do like balloons. I'd agree with A tier. I think that's a good take. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, I like it.
Next, we have Barbarians.
They're D.
We gotta put someone in D.
They don't hit very hard. They're
Yeah.
kind of like Rob, honestly.
Whoa. Damn. That was crazy.
Damn.
Next we got bowlers.
I don't know if I've used bowlers
I don't
enough
think
to have an
I have,
opinion
yeah.
on bowlers.
They're good. Situational.
Like B tier, kind of like a baby drag.
Yeah.
They kind of got that range to them. They got they're pretty, you know.
They're super annoying in Clash Royale. They make me tilt.
Next we got
Clash of Clans.
Dragons.
You know, everyone
S tier.
dragon spams like Town Hall 8 through 10.
S tier.
Dragons are the best attack that you need no skill to play Clash of Clans with. Like, you can roll up with dragons and just do fine. Like, you'll get a star.
Yeah.
You get 2 stars.
Same with E-Drags.
Yeah, whenever you get to like unlock like Town Hall 11, you get E-Drags. You just spam E-Drags now.
E-Drags also S tier.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Dragons in the
This shows
how
how we're kind of casual, though. That we're putting.
Yeah, this is going to show how casual we are.
Giants.
There's just so many better options. They just don't hit. They don't hit very hard.
I'd agree with that. I think you got balloons, but to be fair, it's one of those harder hitting ones that are on the ground as opposed to being the flying ones. And if someone has really good air defenses,
yeah,
could be
or Eagle Artillery or
Inferno
Towers or Scatter Shot or Expo or.
Just look at this guy. So yeah, we'll put Giants in C. Next we have Goblin.
I think we got to put Goblins in B just for Goblin spam. Like when you're at lower town halls, you can just Goblin spam.
You think Goblins are better than Giants?
Probably not. That's probably fair.
Are they even better than Barbarians?
No.
Yeah, I think Goblins are D tier in all honesty.
All right.
Okay, fine.
I am starving. Holy shit.
Gollum.
I like Gollum.
I think Gollum's good.
As long as you take care of Inferno Towers, Gollum's going to do some fuckery.
We think like an A tier.
Support him.
Yeah.
I think A tier is a good one. I don't know what this next one is. In all honesty,
Headhunter.
Headhunter. Thank you, Rob.
I have never used this character.
Couldn't tell you what it does.
I haven't either.
Casuals.
All right, we'll put it right in the middle of it. All right, we'll put it at D.
Put it in the middle so we don't get like roasted.
Yeah. Healer.
S tier.
I've only used healers for
you have heal spells.
I was about to say for a queen walk though.
True.
That's the only time I've ever used it is queen walk.
So what, like
but
B?
they're really solid.
You think like B tier?
I'm a default on this one. I don't feel too strongly either way.
All right, we'll put it in A because Ryan said B. I think.
Okay. Hog Rider. Hog Rider.
They used to be a lot better.
They used to be really good.
They got nerfed. I'd say bottom of A, top of B.
We'll put them bottom of A. Why not?
Rob, are you doing No Shave November with us?
No. Have you seen me try to grow facial hair?
Connor, you want to do No Shave November?
I can't grow facial hair.
Just try.
Just do it.
Just push harder.
Push the hairs out.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Ice Golem.
I've never really used it in Clash, to be honest.
Which I've been playing a lot more of recently.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever used Ice Golem in Clash of Clans. I know. Should this be another one we just throw in B tier? Just so we don't get roasted. Yeah. All right, Lava Hound.
Very effective. They're good at soaking up those mines in Inferno Tower and air defense hits.
I feel like if you want to learn a different attack that doesn't involve dragons, you like one of the first ones you'll go with will always be like a lava loon.
Yeah.
Or like something the lava hounds.
So it's an A tier?
Yeah.
A tier. So we got the Miner.
Miners are really good. They're annoyingly good.
We thinking like S tier? So
are
Miners an S tier worthy? Another A tier?
We're gonna end up with just fucking dragons in S tier.
Probably.
S tier. Fucking throw Miners in S tier.
We'll throw them in S tier. Why not? Just get. All right, we got Minions next.
D.
Really mid. Just pretty damn
we'll throw them
mid.
in D. Yeah, why not? Just throw them down there. We got
and they're dark elixir, so it's like you have
true.
to spend
waste.
Yeah.
P.E.K.K.A.
Waste.
Big P.E.K.K.A.
Doesn't hit as hard as it used to.
Yeah. Thinking like,
what are we thinking, Rob? I'd say like top of B, maybe.
Yeah, I've never been a big P.E.K.K.A user, so I was going to default on this.
Me as well.
We'll say top end of B. Valkyrie.
Valk Spam's pretty decent. They just never really used her a whole lot because there are other characters that could do just as well.
Throw B tier. We'll throw there.
Yeah.
Wall Breaker.
S tier.
I don't disagree with that. We'll throw him up there.
I do love
Wall Breaker is elite.
Witch.
Also really good, really solid.
Annoying.
Yeah.
A tier, S tier.
Might be another A. I think I'd say another A tier candidate for sure. Again, it's depends on how you want to set up your attack, but they can be very good.
Wizard. I think wizards are good. I like wizards.
All right.
They hit.
They do in fact be hitting.
Top of B.
Sure.
With P.E.K.K.A. I don't know what this last one is, so someone might have to.
That is the Yeti.
Yeah, Yeti. What do we think of a Yeti?
Never used it.
All right,
again,
we'll throw it
filthy
in B.
casual.
We'll throw it in B.
So I feel like we should rank A because we threw a lot in B.
I was gonna do A. Yeah. Let's. Well, from this point, I used to say that we had to do the ones that had the most in it. Now, from this point on, we're just gonna do the ones that we want to. So whichever tier that we want to rank the most, we're just gonna do that one. So we're gonna do A tier. So as a reminder of what all is in A tier, we have Balloon, Golem, Healer, Hog Rider, Lava Hound, and Witch.
Okay.
Who's the top of that list? Because obviously, some of these troops have different purposes. You want to lean Balloon?
I want to leave Balloon.
You want to leave Balloon at the top?
Kind of.
I kind of want to put Golem at the top.
What about D's?
What is D's?
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
I'm sorry, I'm a terrible teammate.
All right.
Get off your
phone. Yeah, get off your phone. Get off your phone.
I'm not.
Which one do you think's the best out of those?
Balloons.
Okay, we'll put Balloons at the top. What do we think next? Golem? We got Golem, we got Witch, we got Lava Hound, Hog Rider, Healer. I feel like low-key Healer has to go at the bottom of this list.
I'm cool with that.
Put Healer at the bottom. What do we think? Who's second? Who's right behind the balloons? Golem, Hog Rider,
we can put Golem. You felt good about Golem.
What Golem?
So put Golem there.
And then I think we put Hog Rider right above Healer. So it's just, do we think Lava Hound or do we think Witch is better?
I think Witch.
Witch is better than Lava Hound?
Probably Witch.
All right, so we got Balloon, Golem, Witch, Lava Hound, Hog Rider, Healer in that tier, in that order.
Hog Rider!
Perfect. I think that's a great.
So that was all I had in terms of the news and the tier list. Do you guys have anything else that you guys want to address? Is there any specific sports things you're looking forward to? Anything like that?
Just glad football season's back.
Yeah.
Yep. Alabama travels to Fayetteville for our next football game. I know OK State travels to Waco, take on the Baylor Bears.
Big game.
Definitely some better opponents than we faced in the last couple recent weeks for both of our teams. So should be some good tests. Game day is in Clemson this upcoming week for Clemson, North Carolina State. I don't know if we already said that already on the pod.
We talked about it before. I don't think we said it on the pod.
Okay. Basketball's coming back. NHL's coming back. So we're getting to the best time of the year when you got perfect weather in the South in the fall.
Baseball.
That early October time. You got playoff baseball. I'll be rooting for the Braves. The mid-swing of the NFL and college football, NBA, NHL starting up. It's just the best time of the year in America.
Mm-hmm.
So,
amen,
brother. Anything else before we sign us off, boys?
I'm good.
I'm good for me.
Well, this has been the Bros in the Berg podcast for myself, Robbie, and Connor. We thank you for tuning in, and we will definitely be here 2 weeks in a row, and we'll see you on the next one.
Sir, please gamble responsibly.